Hey YouTube, it's Joseph here once again. So today we're going to be trying to do something a little bit different. We need to change the distributor cap, button, and wires on my 2003 Nissan Frontier 5-speed. So first of all, we got to move the Cadillac DeVille 4.6 liter North Star out of the way. And then we'll go from there. So let me go on and move the DeVille out of the way. We're just going to move it just one position over. So turn the AC on so it don't burn up to death with heat. Actually, it's kind of tight. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and circle it around the cul-de-sac and do what we usually do. I was thinking I could just park it, but this is such a big vehicle that I'm gonna do what I do with the Buick every time we move the Oldsmobile out of the garage. So, oh, here comes Mr. Shino. Come on. Trade spots. I need as much room as we can get in the driveway to work on the Frontier, so but anyways guys, I hope y'all's week has been good. Mine's been alright. Been very busy though, so that's why I haven't been making many videos, other than I was gonna make a video on Wednesday, but for some reason Mother Nature decided to change the course of the rainstorms, and it slammed Shreveport, Louisiana. They had probably 3 or 4 tornadoes touch down in Louisiana, so that's where all the storms went. But we got another chance for rain sometime later this week, so we'll see what happens. I need to blow my nose, so once I park this, I'm going to do that while I set up the camera. Anyways, guys, I'm going to probably sneeze here in a second. Excuse me. Just cut the grass, so let me roll the window down. What? Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to try. So I'm going to cut, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alrighty guys, so here we are. Let's go on and get started, shall we? So here's the engine. It's a 3.3 liter V6, and we're going to be changing the distributor, wires, and button that's in the inside, and my dad's here with us. Hello again, Dad. Hello. So let's go on and get started. We got to get the distributor off.
Well, we're going to see what we can do.
This little thing right here, the ECU thing is wearing out, so we'll have to get that checked at some point.
There we go, that's loose.
Good. At least I got a new phone and my battery will hold up.
It's been running rough. We're going to see if we can get this to
Finally run smooth again.
get it straightened out, yeah.
We changed the spark plugs not too long ago, and that seemed to help a little, but it still runs kind of lumpy when it sits for a while.
It helped a lot, actually.
You know what I might recommend us do? Once we get these screws out and get this thing taken off, let me run inside and I'll get one of those little cups I use, like I use to hold my tea bags, and we can put those screws.
We got brand new screws.
Okay.
Brand new ones.
Alright, well that's good. I was going to say I just didn't want us to lose those.
We got brand new ones. See how it goes.
Yep. It's just a thought.
Alright, let's see.
I changed the filter in the rabbit box not too long ago, so that wasn't the issue. But it needed to be changed really badly when I pulled it.
Go ahead and see what we do about changing that wire.
Some of them are really brittle.
Yep. Let's get this guy off here. I should have left that attached.
One thing I would do is I would use the elderly iron method, where when we're changing the wire, move the cable from one part of from the old distributor to the new distributor by number.
Yep. Yeah. Thankfully they're numbered.
But the buttons aren't. You got cut again.
Yep, I did. Let's see what's low.
The fun of working on an automobile, you always get snagged by something. Could be worse.
Oh yes, could be. Need a spark plug puller. I'm afraid.
Or boot puller.
Yep, would have been helpful too. Let me get some vice grips.
Okay, I'm gonna cut. And we're back, so hopefully this will pull it off.
A little bit tighter.
Yep. I'm gonna get back just in case it flies, but I'll zoom in for you guys. There we go.
One down.
5 to go. That one behind the firewall is gonna be a booger to get to, though.
Connected. Let's see. We'll guy back in here.
You can just see a difference in the old ones compared to the new ones, just like visually.
See how that goes on. Alright, number 2.
I pulled these recently, like with the old ones, just to give them a little more life because the engine was already beginning to run rough. I took them off and I took a dry towel, like a drying paper towel, and on the underside you'll see a little like flange that sticks out. And I just gently rubbed them to get whatever dust and stuff was off of them and blew in the holes, and that seemed to give it at least another few hundred miles worth of life.
Cool.
Without having to change them.
There we go.
Number 2 off. Careful.
Yep. Just not sure about the
Angle.
for the spark plug. I don't know if it's in or not. Feels like it is. Alrighty. Put that puppy back on. And we'll hook on
Everybody's traveling today, it sounds like.
number 2 to number 2. Alrighty. Let's see about number 3. Alright, number 3.
Next step, once we get all these cables moved over, is the button.
Yep, yep. Alright, that one. Right there.
That one's going to be tricky because of the tangled wires. I'm just trying to keep the new one from moving. Pop.
And off we go.
Off goes number 3.
That's right. Alrighty. Let's see.
The nice thing about having them numerized is the vehicle won't have firing problems. If you don't have the numbering, you might accidentally cross them.
Yep.
Or put them on wrong, and then the engine won't run right. Or it may not even run at all, for that matter. We'll be right back, guys. 3. So.
Needed something to rest my.
Yep, something at least semi-comfortable. We're on number 3, right?
Yes, we are. Let's do it this way. Wrap it around. We might have to attach it a different way. We'll go for it for now.
We'll figure it out.
I think I need to.
Sorry about the background noise. Someone's having a party in the neighborhood behind us. So that's what that noise is.
Let's see, now this one should have been number 2. Alright, number 4. And number 2 doesn't go back that far. Okay. And number 6 is going to be a fun one.
Yep, it's right near the firewall. It's a pain to get to.
There we go.
Not as bad as it could be, but getting it back in is going to be a challenge. Look at how long that boot is. That's a long boot.
Yes, it is.
One thing we have to make sure, and I might have to Google this, is when we do the new button and everything, we need to make sure that it's counterbalanced to where it'll fire correctly, because the distributor, if it's off 180-degree clock, then the engine will not start correctly. It'll thump, but it won't start. So we'll have to find like a way to know which way is which, or if we keep the original button, I'll take a picture of the button or something in the position it's currently in. And we can try and align it close to that position.
Okay.
And then we may have to do gentle tweaks to get it to run smooth.
Alright, we'll do it.
Because I watched Subcolo 4 put a distributor in his Jimmy, and you have to have the button at just the right angle to have it at the proper clock time for each rotation.
Alright.
Number 5.
Left-handed.
Pop. Bye-bye.
Yep. It is correctamundo.
I'm hoping that what we're doing here right now is going to alleviate that long-standing check engine light.
I do too.
Because otherwise it's got to be something to do with the oxygen sensors.
Yep. That is true. It might be.
I might have to Google a way to clear the PDE codes.
Alrighty. Let's get this in here.
For all kicks and giggles, it might be this oxygen sensor down here in the manifold, because there's a coil sensor down there in the beginning part of the manifold that we might need to check.
It might be.
Because those things, they rust over time. They have it's like basically like a cigarette lighter type thing.
Yep.
And when that cracks or gets carbonized, it won't work correctly. So the engine thinks that it's got a blockage in the manifold. And it sends an alert signal to the check engine light.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Just going to grab that if it started to fall.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right. Let's see about little old number 6 here. Now, just for you folks that watching, this job right here in parts is about 120 bucks at your local parts store, and a local mechanic wanted to charge about $350 labor and parts to do this job we're doing. So we're saving about $200 doing this job ourselves. So this one's gonna be fun.
This one's the one that's like way back there behind the firewall.
Let's see here now.
I remember when we were changing the spark plug, that was the one spark plug that we originally were going to pay to have replaced.
Oh, we did pay to have it replaced.
And we were going to do the rest ourselves, but it didn't turn out so well.
Well, we got about 4 of them done. Let's see.
The way they designed the 6-cylinder can be such a pain to work on.
So you might need to stick your hand down in there and get that thing off.
I'll try my best.
Let's see here.
Reason why he says that, look at how skinny my hands are. I got little, thin, skinny hands. But maybe you can get it. We'll see.
Let's see what we can do here.
Sounds like you're squishing some plastic down there.
That's my glove, not my hand.
Oh, I know, right?
Let's see here now.
Kind of allergied up from that grass cutting we did earlier.
Come on, baby.
Come on, darling. Spit it out. There you go.
Oh, praise the Lord. You want to hand me number 6?
Yeah, let me grab it.
All right. I'll swap with you.
Okay. Don't need this anymore. Definitely a 2-man job. You gonna be able to get that last one down in there?
Yeah. Let's just see what we got going on here. Let me see that phone. Keep it going.
Okay. looking to see where the hole.
Oh, darn it.
Please don't drop my phone.
Not enough light. You got a...
I got a flashlight mode, but I'll have to pause it.
Okay, well, I can't... You can't do a flash on it?
Nope, not when I'm recording.
Can you...
And it won't do the flash on the camera mode at all.
Hang on a minute.
I'm gonna cut, guys. Be back.
This way.
Part 4. We finally got that last one on, as painful as it was.
Yep.
It probably took a good 15-20 minutes.
Number 6.
Installed. Hopefully.
Alright, let's see here now. We take it off. Number 4 should be in the back. Number 3.
Okay, I want to get a picture of the inside of the distributor. Show what's inside.
Just
No snowflake. That's a good sign.
those points. The points look pretty burned up.
But the button's the next part.
So, got that puppy right there.
I would disconnect the battery before we adjust the distributor.
Alright, let's disconnect the battery.
Because it has an electric charge added to it, so...
Well, we're not turning it over. It shouldn't have any electric
It's a dead charge on some vehicles. I've heard it said it's a wise idea to disconnect the power from it. Taking the battery off the line, just for safety.
30 seconds. Alrighty. Let's use my glove here. It's a safety feature.
Yep. Keep it from making contact.
There we go.
Yep. I've never personally changed one of them, but I've just heard it said that distributors put out a lot of power, so disconnecting your battery would be a wise idea, even if it's not a active power source. So we're just changing that top half, I presume.
Yep. Let's see.
Gonna get an electric one at it, huh?
I don't know if we'll be able to. That pipe's in the way.
Don't you just love it when stuff gets in the way? See you in a second. Part 5. So, did you get that bolt out, Dad?
We're working on it. Take this completely out.
I guess you used your tool that you got from IBM.
Well, I bought it when I was working for IBM, yes.
It's a magnetic screwdriver, right?
Mm-hmm. It does have some magnetic ability to it. Let's see, is that going to get it? Nope. Keep going with the screwdriver.
Might be a rolling.
There we go.
There we go, got it.
So got that one. Here's the old one. Here's the new one.
See where it's positioned.
Yep. Well, it's got a hole in it, so it's going to be positioned properly.
Good. I just wanted to mention that it has a certain position that you want to have it set to.
Yes, sir.
And it rotates on a little table that spins.
Okay.
So the little button here, and the inside, this whole little thing rotates in the inside of the distributor cap.
Yes.
And that's what makes the contact for each spark. So that way it only fires on that one cylinder and you don't have a dead spark by accident.
Right.
Well, this one can go in the trash. Next up, we just got to get the whole thing back together. And then do a test start. Yep, and then do a test start. Make sure it runs properly.
Okay. There we go.
old buttons out, new buttons installed. Let's take a look at the age of this one.
Yep.
Look at how much carbon buildup is on that.
Probably the original.
Yeah, that's got a ton of carbon buildup on that flange. That thing was way past needing to be replaced. But it looked like that one was gold tipped, so it looks like it had a long-lasting equipment piece on it.
Yep.
This new one has like a silver titanium alloy.
Might get better gas mileage with this, like this.
Yeah, it might. Wouldn't surprise me if it does. I like the new blue spark plug wires, though. That looks neat. Guess you can use the new magnetic, or use the new screws on that.
Absolutely.
This is just a 6-cylinder. Imagine having to do this on an 8-cylinder like my Cutlass. Where the cylinders are on the sides rather than on the top like this one.
That one started. Got that one started. Down.
Probably took a good 30 minutes in total to do this job. Not horrible, but still kind of time consuming. At least you don't have to do it very often.
Yep. Alright, switch over to handy dandy ratchet. Alright, that's tight. That's tight. Parts. Check to make sure everything is down good and
Snug.
yep. Make sure it's away from the manifold so it doesn't
Burn.
burn. Yep.
Well, manifold's way over here, so...
Guards. Well, this is still part of the
System.
yep. So we've got our guards. I wonder if we want to route that one over the top.
Might be a good idea too.
Yep. Keep it up high.
That's the way I think it was the last time. Could be wrong.
Yep. We want as much
Leave way as possible.
clearance. All right. Well, what do you think? I think we're ready to hook the battery up and see about firing
Yeah.
this puppy up, see if it doesn't work.
As UXW Bill says, perform a smoke test. Make sure nothing blows up.
Smoke test. Hopefully it'll run. Be good.
It's an old joke.
Uh-huh.
We'll be back in a minute, guys. Yep, smoke test. Let's see how it goes. 170,000 miles on this thing.
Here we go.
We did it. Man, that sounds a lot better.
Like it's supposed to.
Yeah. It's not lumpy like it was. Man, that's smooth. I haven't heard it purr like this, and I don't think I've ever heard it purr to this extent before. That's incredible. That's the AC compressor, by the way. That's what's making that hissing noise. Hey, by the way, in the future, if you want to do a rev test on a vehicle like this, since it's in neutral, yep. Sounds a lot better. Is that check engine light still lit? Darn. But it definitely sounds better. Well, Dad, I say that was a success. See you next time, guys.